Title: La Reina de la Habana. Setting: the bustling streets of Old Havana, Cuba, in the early 20th century, a city full of vibrant energy, colorful architecture, and the soothing sound of Latin rhythms echoing through the air. The Cuban Revolution is on the horizon, and while politics brew in the air, love and passion remain timeless in the heart of the city. The characters: Isabel, a beautiful, strong-willed young woman of Cuban heritage. Born into a working-class family in Havana, she dreams of a better life and has a reputation for being independent and fiercely loyal. Her beauty isn't just physical, it's her spirit and charm that captivate those around her. She works as a seamstress, creating elegant dresses that blend traditional Cuban designs with the modern flair of the time. Carlos, a young man born into a wealthy family, he is an idealistic dreamer with a deep love for his country. Carlos has just returned to Havana after studying in Europe and is passionate about the changes he believes are needed in Cuban society. He is drawn to the vibrant cultural life of Havana but also feels torn between his privileged background and the struggles of the working people. The story: Isabel and Carlos first crossed paths at a grand ball held in one of the luxurious mansions along the Malecon, a stretch of the coastline in Havana. The night was alive with the sound of violins and the smooth steps of the Cuban danzón. Isabel had been invited by one of her clients to assist with the attire of a wealthy family attending the event. Her task was to ensure the dresses were in perfect condition, but the elegant ballroom and the lively music soon drew her attention. As Isabel moved through the grand hall, her eyes met Carlos's across the room. He was standing by a group of intellectuals, discussing the political climate of Cuba, but his gaze was immediately drawn to her. Isabel's beauty was not only in her appearance but in the way she carried herself, confident, graceful, and seemingly unattainable. Curious, Carlos excused himself from the conversation and walked toward her, his heart racing as he approached the stunning young woman. He introduced himself with a polite smile and a bow, but Isabel, a woman who had grown accustomed to the games of society, simply looked at him with a mixture of amusement and skepticism. "I've seen many elegant women tonight, senor, but none quite like you," Carlos said with a warm, genuine smile. Isabel raised an eyebrow, unsure if his compliments were sincere or just part of the usual charm that rich men often used. "I'm not sure what you mean, senor. It seems to me that elegance is just an excuse for people to look down on others." Carlos was taken aback by her bluntness but intrigued. "Perhaps you're right. But sometimes elegance is not just about the clothes. It's about how someone carries their heart, their convictions." Isabel looked at him thoughtfully, surprised by his earnestness. "Then you are perhaps a rare man." They spent the rest of the evening talking, discussing everything from Cuban history to the arts, their common passion for the culture of Havana bridging the gap between their different worlds. Carlos was captivated by her spirit and intelligence, while Isabel was drawn to his passion and the gentleness beneath his polished exterior. Though their backgrounds were different, their chemistry was undeniable. In the weeks that followed, Carlos found himself visiting the humble neighborhood where Isabel lived. He would take long walks with her along the cobbled streets of Old Havana, admiring the colorful houses and listening to the music that played from every corner. They discussed everything from their hopes for Cuba's future to their personal dreams. Isabel introduced Carlos to the warmth of the working-class communities, and in return, he shared his knowledge of world affairs, opening her eyes to new ideas. Despite their growing affection for one another, their love faced many challenges. Isabel's family was skeptical of Carlos, knowing his wealth and political leanings often meant that he was out of touch with the struggles of ordinary Cubans. They worried that his affection for Isabel was fleeting, but Isabel was determined to follow her heart. Carlos, meanwhile, found himself torn between his love for Isabel and his family's expectations. He was being groomed to take over his father's business, but the more time he spent with Isabel, the more he questioned the life that had been laid out for him. He admired her strength and independence and realized that his heart could not be tethered to the traditional paths of his family's wealth. One evening, as the sun set over the Caribbean Sea, Carlos took Isabel to the edge of the Malecon, where the waves kissed the shore with a gentle rhythm. "I want you to know, Isabel, that I love you. I love you not for the clothes you wear or the life you lead, but for the fire in your heart. I want to be with you, no matter the cost." Isabel turned to him, her eyes softening. She had come to love him deeply, but she knew that their love was a spark in a world of tensions, and she feared it could be extinguished by the pressures of society. Carlos, my love for you is as fierce as the sun. But you must understand, I am not just a woman to be won. If you truly love me, you will be willing to stand by me against everything, against everyone. Carlos took her hands in his voice firm. I will. I promise. Though their love was tested by the divides between their worlds, Isabel and Carlos remained devoted to each other. Their union became a symbol of the enduring love that could transcend social boundaries, a love that was as strong and resilient as the Cuban spirit itself. And so, despite the challenges they faced, their love story became a cherished tale in Havana, a story of passion, revolution, and the power of the human heart to break through the walls that divide us. Looking for the ultimate guide to love, attraction, and understanding relationships? Dive into this exclusive 4-book bundle, crafted to transform your love life. Discover the thrill of forbidden love in Unspoken Bond, a story about falling for your cousin or stepsister, challenging conventions and embracing emotions. Feel the passion in Whispers of Desire, a tale of love blossoming with your neighbor or an older woman, proving age is just a number. Master the art of love with the right approach. Learn the secrets of making any unknown woman fall for you with confidence and charm. Avoid heartbreak with Choosing Wisely. Identify the types of women to avoid and build relationships that last. Get your hands on this ultimate love bundle today. Whether you're seeking passion, guidance, or wisdom, this collection has it all. Get any woman you want in 2-language English and Hindi, link in the description box.